Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of pre-testing for my haunt display this year. I know I've gone back and forth a few times on what I was going to do inside the garage here, but I finally decided on an Underworld Speakeasy. So I've started putting up the panels here in front of the garage, and I'm going to need some way to make a proper doorway. As for the panels themselves, I have just used shower curtain material. You can buy them in whatever sort of design you want if you go online, Amazon and so forth. So I'm using a brick pattern that's kind of reminiscent of maybe like a back alleyway. But because this is the Speakeasy of the Dead, I can't just have a regular door going in here. So I figured we would do a skull archway, and that's what we're going to take a look at today. This is a product from the HalloweenCostumes.com, which I have a discount code for. So if you're interested in this or any of the Halloween products, be sure to use the discount code that I'll put in the description of the video. I believe it's Happy Haunting 15. That's going to save you 15% or more. And if you're smart, unlike me, you'll remember to use it. So I did not do so, and I paid full price for this myself. It was $120, and there wasn't a whole lot of information on the website. So as you can see, there is no display on the box itself. So I only know what it's going to look like from the front based on what I've seen online. The only other thing I know is that it's 9.5 feet tall. I don't know how wide it is, but 9.5 feet is pretty tall. So I'm hoping it'll work out well. It'll just cover this doorway. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and unbox the inflatable here. It's this nicely wrapped white cube. We are never gonna get it back in this box just like this, but hopefully we'll be able to stuff it back there in the end. Also inside the box here, we have some instructions. We have tether rope in black with some clips on the end, and then 4 stakes as well, which I'm not going to use. I'm actually just going to use these tethers to tether it to some eye hooks that I have put right inside my garage door, which is the same thing that I've done to hang my backdrops, which is so easy. Put some eye hooks in here, run a rope between them. When the garage door is open, I can't see it. When it's closed, I can't see it. So I just leave it up year round. That's beside the point for now. So let me go ahead and move this table out of the way. We'll get this plugged in and see how it looks. Here we go, let's unfurl it. Whoops, oh, there is actually quite a substantial fan. Kind of impressed with that. I assumed it was going to be one of those small ones that just sort of attaches to the fabric, but you do have a significant blower here that you can put off onto the side. I can also tell right here there is a zipper. It's not that big. You know me with my inflatables, I like to stuff rocks inside there rather than use the stakes. So you're not going to be able to get a huge rock in here. The other thing you could do when you have small openings like this is use like Ziploc bags full of gravel. I just find it so much easier than staking things down. The cord itself is 5 feet long. Let me go ahead and plug it in while we finish unfurling this. Let it inflate. All right, there we go. It is a little bit chunky at the top, which makes it push away from the garage a little bit more than I liked. But let me go ahead and grab those tethers and tether it into place, and we'll see how it looks. It actually did a pretty good job standing up on its own, but I think any sort of significant wind and it would have toppled right over. One benefit about tethering it is that it allows me to push the base in a little bit more to kind of get it a little closer to that brick wall, because you're not gonna be able to see it from there, but because the top is so bulbous, it really sticks out from the wall. But this way, with the base pushed in, it kind of leans forward a bit. It's a bit more menacing. I like that. I did notice I can't quite walk through it full height. So let's go ahead and see how tall it is. The inside is about 71 inches. The width of the walkthrough here is about 4 feet. And then if we measure the entire inflatable, it's right around 7 feet. So 7 feet by 9.5. Oh, and deep. It's probably a good 4, maybe a little bit more than 4 feet, because it has a lot of detail that actually pokes out. Let me go ahead and bring the camera in and we'll take a closer look. The only way to enter the Underworld Speakeasy is if you are a member of the dead. And I think this menacing looking skull that looks like it is about to eat you is the perfect entranceway. Again, this inflatable is quite large. I like that the interior is black. it makes the skull really pop out, and you can see the details drawn onto it with the different teeth that look like they have, I don't know what that would be, like cracks within them. The eyes are colored, and then you have the eyebrows themselves, again, that pop out and give the inflatable dimension. As we make our way to the side, you can see how wide it is at the top. There is a tether point here, about halfway up the side. There's also one at the base. They do, of course, give you the 4 stakes, but only 2 tether ropes. I did also notice as I was inflating it that there is a second zipper opening at the bottom of the other feet. So when we go to deflate this, at least it'll be much easier with one on each side. Also, if we were going to put some weights in it, that makes it pretty easy. I can also see some lighting here, but of course, to get the full effect of the lighting, we've got to wait for it to get a little bit darker. So let's wait a couple hours and we'll take another look. The nice thing about this brilliant white fabric on this inflatable is that it makes the design really pop. Even in the low lighting conditions, you can really see the face of the skull. It does have 4 lights within, 2 in the body. Now my inflatable is kind of leaning forward a bit more than standing straight up, so it kind of looks like they are spotlighted in their individual positions, but I think if it were standing more straight up, it might make it glow a little bit more evenly. One thing I don't really like about the eye is that the lights are a little high. I think if we had planned it so it fell more right where the pupil is, that might have given it a more dramatic effect. Nonetheless, I like the inflatable. I think it's going to make a great entrance into my Underworld speakeasy. It's got a lot of menacing presence, and I think it kind of exemplifies your transition into the Underworld. But let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. Before we go, I did want to say a special thank you to all the patrons who help support the channel. If you're interested in joining our Fright Club, be sure to check out a link to my Patreon page in the description below. And that's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time, take care, and happy haunting.
You know, there was a time that this establishment was only for the most esteemed of clientele. Now look at it. Half of these mugs can't pay their liquor tabs, and the other half it just pours straight out of their rib cages. But no matter. Looks like you're thirsty. So step on up to the bar if you dare. It'll only cost you your soul to close your tab. So, how are things, if you don't mind my saying? You seem distracted. Please, relax and leave those unpleasant thoughts at the door. I assure you, soon, you won't have a single care left. At least, not in the world of the living.